Welcome to your Data Culture, a 2020 vision.
Consider this. Breakaway companies are 2 times more likely to obtain strong executive alignment on an analytics vision and strategy. And they are 4 times more likely to embed analytics into their organisational DNA.
But what happens when culture eats strategy for breakfast? Build a strategy to nourish your culture and adapt it to the changing needs of your people.
Meet the dream team from JLL. We sit on opposite ends of the globe and collaborate to enable our hundreds of analysts to help people see and understand data. My colleague, Simon Beaumont, well known in the Tableau community, Zen Master, SportsViz Sunday lead, and JLL's super special Centre of Enablement Director. Simon's outstanding data visualization skills and passion for people shines as he develops programs that forge step changes in our capabilities, including my own. And this week, he's even starring on the IronViz stage, competing against 2 others for the crown. Well, it's a bit awkward. One of the other IronViz competitors is an analyst in his team.
And then there's Fee, Tableau ambassador in Alteryx Ace, dreaming big, influencing, leading us to discover new wonderful ways that provide the architecture and foundation for a new wave of business intelligence. A passion for data, people, and steak. Sorry, Fee, I couldn't resist that one. Fee cooks up crazy ideas for our people, process, and technology. In today's session, you'll learn concepts of how to foster a great data culture. We'll guide you through several areas that leading organisations address. Our mission is to inspire you to take away some ideas on how to cultivate your data culture. This is not an exclusive list. There are many, many more. Reflect on your own challenges and build programs with a relentless commitment to improve. If you do it right, you'll never finish. And up first, pop culture. Let's explore the plan on a page.
Consider this problem statement. Your team needs a way to understand what's important, because keeping everyone on the same page is difficult, especially when there are multiple deliveries continually in flux.
To bring people together from diverse groups, it helps to have a plan on a page. This is your team's North Star, a concise target. On this pop, you will see recommended vision, ambition, cause, values, strategic objectives, and then key priorities. A vision inspires action. Powerful visions pull in ideas, people, and other resources. They inspire individuals and teams to commit, to persist, and to give their best. While your vision provides your key purposes, the ambition explains how you will get there, and cause is your why. Many organisations set their values from the top. However, for great culture in a data team, we advise setting your own values. Make sure they're aligned with your organisation values and don't conflict, but be bold and define the behaviours you expect each team member to strive for. Your strategic objectives help you to prioritise work, and finally your key priorities give you clear guidance to the main projects for the year.
Now, when you stare at that pyramid, it can be tough to know where to start. Sometimes people need inspiration. So here's how we approach it at JLL. You're welcome to take a screenshot and reach out to chat at any point. And in the interest of time, we'll only touch on 2 areas that make us really strive: our vision and values. Now, some of you may recognize the vision. That's right, Tableau. We could have spent days ruminating on how to explain what we stand for, and it still wouldn't have got any better. We help people see and understand data. Sometimes we use this in our communications to set the foundations. For instance, when we roll out new initiatives, it grounds the conversation. Here's our North Star of why we're here. Aside from vision, we want to stress the importance of values. We hire people who talk about these values in their interviews, and we coach our team when their behaviour is deviating from the norm. All back to values. Let's take a more in-depth look.
At JLL, we hire for diversity. However, we aim for common values. It's nuanced for a reason. If people don't share the same common values, we see friction. When things go wrong, we bring people back to values. Our coaching discussions are based on these pillars. No one can argue that it's not important to focus on your customers. These can be internal or external. As data professionals, it's important for us to treat data ethically. Don't bend it to your will to suit an agenda, and be sure to manage privacy as you would hope others do with your data. We inspect integrity. Speak up if anything looks amiss and challenge the status quo. As much as we try, we don't always get it right. So let's fix it. Finally, helping others through collaboration. We constantly strive to build teams that collaborate strongly. This isn't just sending a quick link and telling someone to go there and solve it. It means stopping what you're doing to help guide someone else through their challenges to a solution. Each value helps us to achieve our vision, helping people to see and understand their data.
When it comes to your pop culture, collaborate with your team in the design discussions. If they aren't on board, you won't get anywhere.
Have you ever wondered why things don't stick? Step away from your tools and focus on your people with change management. Your team needs a way to evolve your data culture because behavioural change is the biggest obstacle to succeeding in digital transformations. Change management is critical for any culture. If there is no adoption of your BI products, there is no value, no ROI. When people don't understand why things are changing and the risks of not changing, you'll find it tough to embed any change. But it's not just about your BI products. You need your team culture to change too. So how can you drive adoption?
Employ change management principles with your stakeholders for BI deliveries. Also, any changes that you introduce with your team. Consider each of the stages of change, starting with awareness. The business sponsor explains the change, the reason for changing, and the risk of not changing. Now, each individual will have different reasons for their own desire to change. And this is where it's important for their managers to continue the conversation and the communication from the sponsor, reinforcing the message. Make sure that your teams have been provided with the training on how to change, which is their knowledge, and measure their progress with their ability to adapt. Finally, celebrate any wins, both publicly on your team's social channels and privately in one-to-one discussions to reinforce the new behaviours.
Your management team are critical to embedding change. They need to collaborate with the leadership team to understand the key messages and engage their teams. The most successful reinforcement tool is managers to thank their people in one-to-one discussions for their efforts that they have made to change and the wins that they've had.
Have you struggled with context before? When there's thousands of data points, but what are you trying to achieve? Consider this problem statement. Your BI team needs a way to understand stakeholders' business challenges because requirements are full of the what with metrics, not the why.
One way of approaching at JLL is through design thinking. This is where we work with our stakeholders to define problem statements and get time to ask lots of questions. It's not the full end-to-end process, but it does help us to discover why our stakeholders have the need for new vises. Consider the volume of data at your fingertips. Anyone can make a data viz, but can anyone help a large audience discover potential issues? Tableau is unique. Within a few clicks, we can see our data. But the true test is, what does that picture do to help people take action? Does that map solve a business problem? Or is it simply a cool map? Build out your design thinking processes as modular products so people can get trained and reuse them.
Take time to research techniques that will help you, from journey mapping to 2x2 matrices. At JLL, we used the inspiration from Stanford Design School and adapted a program for large deliveries. At the end of design thinking sessions, we asked stakeholders to Moscow prioritize must-haves, should-haves, could-haves, and won't-haves. The buzz of a session is great, and it helps to clarify what we're solving for. Collaboration with key stakeholders up front and pausing to understand their challenges pays dividends. Make it fun. Connect your analysts with your stakeholders so they can empathize with the challenges faced.
Learning is part of any great culture, so let's explore. Consider this problem statement. You need a way to empower your analysts with continuous learning, because technology is constantly evolving and people are hungry to learn.
The fourth industrial revolution is upon us with digital transformation. Companies can lead the way in helping to create a more inclusive future by transitioning from traditional models and coming together to inspire perpetual learning. Not only can we prepare people with the right skills and help them participate in the digital economy, but we can collectively help ensure that no one is left behind. Investing in your people skills not only makes them more productive, it improves the quality of delivery to your stakeholders and improves engagement. At JLL, we build programs that help people to radically improve their capabilities for hard and soft skills. We carefully consider where uplift is required and then curate programs that shift capability from rookies to rock stars. Programs are defined with playbooks, feedback, and gamification techniques like stickers and external credentials. People have fun while they're learning, and we definitely see the results.
We built Viz guidelines to create consistency for our end users, so they knew what they were doing when they explore a Viz built by our team. But we needed to guide our analysts through the templates so they understood the techniques. Let's face it, no one reads a full set of guidelines. Let's take a look at some of our bespoke training in action. Here you can see the typography guidelines. During training, we give context of why it's important. For example, our aim with typography is to create a consistent experience for our users, where titles, tooltips, and text on the dashboard are clear, but not dominant in the visualization. Size, color, boldness, and fonts are specified alongside case. The example demonstrates how the text should be displayed. But rather than read through all of the specifics, we launch straight into putting the techniques into practice, leveraging concrete experience, creating muscle memory through play on the exercise. You can see how the visualization looks terrible in this example. The fonts are overwhelming, cluttered, and they dominate. Our people edit the exercise workbook, remediating all of the bad choices until the dashboard looks clean. Once the exercise is complete, they employ reflective observation, considering the transformation that occurs from poor design to employing our best practice guidelines. This reinforces the importance of standardization, providing consistency. And at the conclusion of the learning modules, there is one final task before graduating, the capstone project. The aim, active experimentation. When trainees apply their learning to a project brief, they build from scratch and thus truly learn by doing. There are no helpful visits to start from, like we did during the training, simply a data set, a project brief, a sketch and some hints. Once submitted, our team get feedback on every element, helping them to understand where their choices deviate from the guidelines. The aim is to reduce the time taken from formatting reviews and move the conversation to, is this viz solving the business problem?
Another way to reinforce training is to have a leaderboard for your gamification programs. We believe in sharing our work and have posted our Ultrix Adventure leaderboard up on Tableau Public for you to see. The badges for each level are real stickers that we send out to teams when they successfully achieve a new level. We've also introduced a digital credentials program, which has almost instant recognition that teams can share externally on social media as they level up. We allocate time for collaborative learning. People jump on virtual sessions with lightning tips up front and then have the remainder of the hour to focus on their training. At the end of the sessions, we answer questions and problem solve together. Do you want people to connect? Make it easy for them. Consider this problem statement. Your team need a way to collaborate online easily because COVID means they can't be in the office together.
How do you want your people to connect? Teach them how to communicate and collaborate effectively. Structure your environment so you leverage the relevant platforms, whether they are internally or externally social. And keep the praise up when you're seeing new connections being made or innovations occurring collaboratively. Earlier this year, our team began a transformation. Analysts who were spread throughout JLL were brought together as a team. We had an opportunity for setting the standards for how we communicate. The leadership team spent 20 hours to plan and deliver our Teams channel. This included drafting the channels, how people should post, for example, using titles, and subscribing for notifications, amongst other things. Each leader spent time coaching their teams. We have a Start Here README file that all new starters can review so they understand how it works. Our leaders praise people for their achievements, like this one here, but they also post frequently on a variety of topics. The best part has been seeing when people in one country are asking others in another region for help and feedback. Suddenly the walls have dropped and we can feel the change.
A few slides back, we introduced a concept of on the gamification programs, external credentials. Now we take this a step further, leveraging opportunities like Data 20 to make our teams feel part of something bigger. For Tableau Conference, we've encouraged the team to register, the whole team, and also get into the community spirit. This badge is issued to team members who've gone to the Data Village and taken a selfie. Once they've uploaded their selfies internally, our API integration issues the credential, and then the team members can publicly share their badges on things like Twitter and LinkedIn. We are one JLL and proud to belong. It may seem like we're repeating the same message because we are. Collaboration is where the magic happens. It's when the whole is greater than the sum of its parts.
In today's session, we've given you food for thought, how to nourish a great culture. These aren't the be-all and end-all, but they are ways which we've seen help to foster collaboration.
Be a breakaway company. Involve your people in your vision and values. Obtain strong executive alignment and embed analytics into your organization's DNA. Be bold, be passionate, and build the culture you've always wanted to be part of.
Thanks for your time today. We hope you've been inspired to deliver a great data culture for your organisation. Please feel free to reach out to chat and continue the conversation. Thank you.